I started that, and then I got into George Formby, and so I got Banjolele. I managed to get out. I don't know how many but I got one.
But again, this gives us another good story.
And we just, it's like one big party really. None of the women, none of the women were musical, just all the blokes. And
But your sister tried it though, didn't she? She tried the ukulele. That's how you got into it.
She did, because her school, they had a famous for their ukulele band.
Yeah.
And yeah, so our cattle got
famous for it though.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Were they? Did they tour around? Or
yeah, they did. Yeah.
That's cool.
And they, what it was is my mum knew that she couldn't buy our cattle a ukulele without buying me one, because that's how it was.
Yeah.
And so I picked it up, and one of them got stood on, I think, and it left one.
Oh no!
And our cattle wasn't interested, so
you ended up with hers.
So I ended up with hers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're very flimsy and very light.
So your dad was an accordion player, piano player as well. Like
he could play. My dad was multiple instrumentalist.
Yeah.
My uncle Gordon was his younger brother.
Yeah.
The only odd one out was my uncle Bert. My uncle Bert, he could have come from a different family. He was a big bloke.
Yeah.
You know.
And what was he into?
Oh, he could play. He could do all that.
Oh, he was a musician. He could. Why was he the odd one out then?
Well, because he wasn't as good as the others. So, if there was going to be bum notes or something going on there, it would be him, you know.
What was his name?
Bert.
Yeah. Such a Bert note. Bert sounds like you'd say to someone if they did a bad note. Stop being such a Bert.
Yeah.
Stop playing a Bert note.
But the Pièsto Restante or whatever it is, was my dad and my uncle Gordon on the piano.
Yeah.
The two of them, and they would just play anything you wanted. They play, and they did it, you know. Together.
Right. On one end of the piano, the other end.
Yeah.
And they take it apart to make it louder.
Yeah, but always took the front off so you could see we used to call it the gubbins.
Yeah.
You know, opened it up, get all the gubbins. Sorry, Keith.
Did you ever get bangs on the wall from the neighbours?
Not where we were, because I
remember you said this used to happen. Like they'd go out and drink. They'd go out drinking.
That's right.
And then everyone would come back to their house.
Yeah.
For a knees up.
For a do.
For a do.
It's called a do. Yeah.
And your dad gets the accordion out. Your dad and your brother start playing the piano. Like they make it extra loud. Is that like? Did you ever get a bang on the wall?
A bang on the wall,
like from the neighbours going, "Oi!" Or did they just come over and join in?
They used to join in.
Oh,
you know, you could get people that would knock on the door.
Yeah.
And in fact, it did happen. Somebody knocked on the door, and he said, "Look," and he said, "I know you don't know me." He said, "But the music's really good. Do you mind if I come and have a listen?"
Hey, I love it.
And all that used to go on.
Liverpool is great anyway. Like people are lovely with each other and like.
Yeah.
Good characters.
And then.
Yeah.
Then the world was introduced to Ray Owen.
Oh yeah, the infamous Ray Owen.
Yeah. How that bloke got through life, I never know. His biggest problem, his biggest thing that he would do was be minesweep.
Yeah.
Right? And so
he'd go round pubs just like stealing other people's drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to play the Cavern in Liverpool.
Legendary.
The legendary. And I thought, well, I've got to do something here, because if he's going to get himself really hurt. So what I did is I went up to him and I said, Ray, what? I said, have you noticed something? He said, no. I said, you're the only coloured man here. and they don't like coloureds. And he went, what shall I do? I said, just don't mind sweep. Whatever you do, don't nick somebody's freaking drink and stay with me. He stuck to me by bloody glue. Everywhere I went, he was there.
You just said that to scare him because, like, Liverpool
he
people
would have got hurt.
Like, but it wouldn't have mattered whether he was, like you said, coloured. It wouldn't have mattered whether, if anyone was stealing other people's drinks, they would have get hurt.
They're going to get hurt.
Yes.
They call it minesweeping.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like...
Well, drink was
don't do
Ray's
it.
biggest downfall, and you guys would have been actually really big and done really well had it not been for... He was already in the band Juicy Lucy. He's got a gold disc.
Yeah,
they went gold, didn't they? Like he had that in his dingy little flat.
Yeah.
He got kicked out of the band.
He got kicked out of the band.
Because of his ego and his drinking.
And he couldn't see it.
And then you guys ended up forming the band again.
Mm.
And he ended up doing the exact same thing again.
Yeah.
But you guys put up with him for a little longer. Because you were best friends, really.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah. I could get him laughing, you see, and he had an infectious laugh.
Yeah.
And so I would...
He was funny as well sometimes when he wasn't too pissed.
When he wasn't too... Well, I actually said to him...
He's really talented. He's great voice.
I said to him one night, I said, if you can't turn up sober, I'll buy you drinks all night.
Yeah.
And he went, what? I said, if you come when we're going on for the gig, if you turn up sober, I'll buy you drinks all night. He wasn't a big drinker.
He was a big drinker.
You know,
he would secretly drink. He'd always have like little minis in his pockets.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And again, minesweeping as well. He was a big. He was he was always wasted, pretty much. But he would always also be on it. Like he would, like in his brain, he would still be able to, crack out a song. One time I saw him rap outside the apple tree. I'd never seen him do that before. He had this whole rap, and it was good.
Yeah, I think I might have, because I used to go on the apple tree a lot. In fact, it was music.
I saw you guys play in the apple tree.
Yeah, well, I pretty much started the live music.
My dad was there.
Once it.
My dad was. Yeah. What, my dad, my dad, Ray. You were all on stage.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We actually got the stage and built it ourselves. We got stuff, and we put them all together, blocks. And we got that to work, so that you was aloof a little bit, What
was the thing you did with the the PA system? You made it look like it was bigger than it was, or made it look like a big PA. Did you stick something on?
They were only this big, but I had great big stands, so they looked when you put them on the side of the stage, because I was a bugger for filling the stage up.
Yeah.
And so I had a flight case.
A little bit, last bit, a little bit there.
I had a flight case with wheels on it, and what I did is I stuck a poster on it of a 4x12,
which is a sound system speaker. Yeah.
So it looked like I had a stack.
And
trust me, I'd actually.
There's a little bit of Spinal Tap about that.
I've actually jumped off of that and hoped when I hit the ground my legs didn't fold up.
What happened? You all right?
I hit the deck and I was all right, My legs was not.
Maybe that's
bad.
why you have knee problems now, though.
Oh,
definitely.
I've done all kinds of things.
Yeah,
look when I was in the army. The stuff we went through
and all that. Did you ever do any parachute jumps or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what gets you. That's what messes your knees up as well.
What they do first is they do a tandem.
Yeah.
So you've got the guy who's who's in charge of the thing. You strap to him.
Yeah.
So you put him down, and he does it all, and It just tells you when to bend your knees when you hit the deck. And to be honest with you, if
But it's
you,
so fast.
so many people are stupid, really. It's common sense, it's easy.
All right.
You don't hit the deck with your legs
Yeah, straight legs.
straight legs.
But I remember seeing a video of a guy that was a parachuter guy, and he'd done it all of his life, and he messed up his legs so bad that he was ended up in a wheelchair, and they told him he'd never walk again, and then over I don't know how long, probably years, but he ended up like standing up and trying to train his legs to do it, and eventually you see him at the end of the video running. So like sometimes, I don't know, maybe
Look at Douglas Bader.
Who's that?
Douglas Bader was a fighter pilot, and he got shot down,
Yeah.
and his basically his legs was no good, so he refused to and this is true.
Yeah.
He had a pair of metal legs made,
Right.
and so straight legged, and he walked like that.
Better.
And one of the problems was he had to put socks on his legs to stop the rubbing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he carried on. Yeah, Douglas Bader.
Have you ever heard? What's that guy's name? He's got 2 hooks for hands. And he's like a private investigator, and he's got I can't remember.
Man.
There's people like back in the day as well. Like, they had like those bionic arms, but they were made like with pulleys and cogs and things. Like back in the day, they were quite. And also like the face, like the stuff that people got like in the First World War, and they had like half their face blown off, and then they had like these magnetic half faces that would just connect to their face, and they kind of look quite eerie. Kind of a bit uncanny.
I was one of them. I was very poorly as a boy.
World War One.
No, myself, we in them days, hospitals weren't anything like what they are now.
No.
I had polio.
Yeah.
And I was
that's
very
an old one.
poorly for quite a long time.
There's things where people say,
And-
"Oh, I love the good old days." It's like you don't want polio.
And it left me with a really bad chest, which I'm pleased to say is left me now. It's gone.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to. Once you get it, you get it. But
I remember you saying when you hear me cough in the morning, you'd be like, "That reminds me of when I had polio."
yeah.
I hope I don't have polio.
No, well, it's pretty eradicated now.
I just smoke.
Yeah, but in our day, that was you would go the nurse on maybe 6 or something like that, and you used to go to the nurse, and they used to give you injections
Right.
against polio and
TB.
Yeah. And then we got the BCG.
I never had my BCG.
with the
Yeah, I never had it because I was on a holiday. My mum got some free tickets to like a holiday park, like a caravan holiday park thing, because like my mum was going through a tough time, and social services were like, "Take your kids, go and do this," and we went on a little holiday thing. I just missed it, so if I ever meet a rusty nail, it might kill me.
Yeah, don't get one.
No, I think I think if I believe that I'm not going to die, I'll live forever.
Well, yeah, you don't. You got to look forward, don't you? Because otherwise, you worry, and when you worry, it's when you start looking old.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So you can't. I've always looked at it. If you can't change it, then just get on with it.
Yeah.
Because you could be
Go with the
worrying your
flow.
life away.
Yeah.
If you can't,
Yeah.
if you can't do anything about it, just get on with it and hope that it's not as bad as you think.
And it never is as bad as you think,
No.
if you worry that much. It's always okay in the end. Let's check this. Oh, Kiki.
That, that dog.